everyone. My name is Nitin Jain and I'll take you through a few aspects, one of which is what is Godrej all about, why Godrej has entered into this category and what gives us the right to play strong in this category. So and no words can do justice to the 120 plus years of legacy that Godrej has.
Making in India, we were envisioning a self-reliant India. When in 1920 we manufactured soap from vegetable oil, we weren't just making in India. We were showing the world a humane way to meet human needs. When in 1951 we built India's first ballot boxes, we weren't just making in India. We were partaking in India's journey towards becoming the world's largest democracy. When in 1955 we made Asia's first typewriters, we weren't just making in India. We were contributing to the nation's mission of propelling women into the workforce. When in 1958 we made refrigerators, we weren't just making in India. We were supporting the movement of freeing women from the kitchen. When in 1984 we introduced mosquito repellent bats, we weren't just making in India. We were contributing towards making India free from vector-borne diseases. When in 1991 we started making products that sustainably increased crop yields, we weren't just making in India. We were doing our bit to help farmers double their income. When in 2013 we made key components for India's first Mars mission, we weren't just making in India. We were participating in Free India's most glorious moment. For over 120 years during the journey of our nation's independence, we haven't just been making in India. We have been passionately doing our bit towards making India.
If I have to ask you, what is that one emotion that comes when you hear the name Godrej?
I think it's durability.
Durability.
Safety, locks.
Safety. What else? What does that name evoke?
A sense of trust.
A sense of trust. And that is exactly, why does trust get made? Trust gets made or gets sustained, elevated only because over the last 120 years, if the products that have come out of the Godrej table have, met or exceeded your expectations. There is one business that is lesser known than the Godrej consumer business. And why I'm showing you this, I'll probably elaborate post this audio visual, but it is important because it is one of our key legs, if I have to put it this way, on which this entire structure of Godrej Petcare stands.
We supply over 1.5 million tons of high quality feed annually, enhancing nutrition, health and productivity for animals, livestock, poultry and aquaculture. Our portfolio caters to diverse nutritional needs. Cattle feed enhances milk, health and vitality. Poultry feed improves growth, conversion and eggs. Aqua feed boosts growth, immunity and livelihood. Specialty feed supports wool, weight and milk yield. At Godrej, innovation drives progress. Our Center for Animal Research and Development pioneers animal nutrition research with a nationwide footprint of 62 manufacturing plants.
All of them, right from Adi Godrej to our current chairperson Nisa Godrej, entire family has been, pet lovers. So I think that is the emotional part of it. Of course, the resource part of it also, but more importantly, the emotional part of it. So if I bring these three things together, the manufacturing expertise that we get from Godrej Agrovet, the ability to build categories, because pet care is an under-penetrated category right now, and I'll probably touch upon that as well. And the third part is what fuels, what is the passion behind this category. All these three things have come together to give birth to Godrej Petcare. We are called Godrej Petcare, and the first brand that we have launched from the house of Godrej Petcare is Godrej Ninja. the dog, we have very specifically focused on gut health, super gut for super dog. I think that is the entire crux of how we want to sort of the value proposition to come through. We have focused on gut health, which is, let me say, the source of many problems that the pets have and the pet parents face. And my colleague Dr. Ashok will tell you the science behind the kibble of how we are through our food are giving this benefit to the pet parents. But believe me, a lot of problems are just symptoms of the problem which is there in your digestive system, whether it is skin, whether it is hair, whether it is energy levels, whether it is vitality, whether it is immunity, whether it is, so many other problems. Everything is linked to digestive health. Home cooked food is not complete and balanced. Dogs need much more balancing of the diet. Otherwise, you cannot compare the diet of humans and dogs. Okay, they have very different biological requirements, and we need to sort of give them in the right proportions, right quantities as per the dog's requirement, basis the breed, the age of the dog, and the lifespan that it has. So for the next 30, 40 years or 50 years, Godrej enters the category only with a long-term horizon, not for a short-term horizon. When we enter the category, we want to play it for the long term. All the businesses that we have started, we are continuing with all the businesses. When we enter for the long term. So I think why we have entered, there is a huge potential in the category. This is a sunrise category, and what gives us the right to win is our manufacturing capability, the expertise we have, the ability to build or grow under-penetrated categories is something that everything comes together for us as far as Godrej Petcare is concerned. If you talk to any pet parent, the first thing that they will talk about is vomiting, diarrhea, not eating well, not having enough energy. Everything links to a happy gut or a good digestive health.
So the concept is gut health. So what actually is the gut health? We all know what is gut. It has to do with the intestine, food, digestion, enzymes. But when we come to the term gut health, there is another component added to all these things, that is the bacteria. So basically, there are bacteria present in the various segments of our digestive system, and they play a major role in determining and deciding what would be the gut health of the animal. So if we have to just define gut health, so it has got three components: the intestine or the digestive system where all the digestion occurs, then the food, type of food that we consume, and most importantly the bacteria. We inhabit in our gut numerous bacteria. To be very precise, the number is around 100 trillion, and there are almost 500 to 1000 different species of bacteria are there, and there are bacteria which are supporting our health. There are bacteria which are not supporting, or we call them health negative or pathogenic bacteria. But normally what happens, these health positive bacteria, they keep the health negative bacteria in check.
Super dog का secret पता है? Godrej Ninja with a unique 3P formula जो दे super digestion मतलब super gut health, super gut for super dog.
4 partitions. One is economy, one is mainstream, then there is premium, then there is super premium. Okay, the middle and the bottom of the pyramid is where mainstream lies. Okay, mainstream is up slightly above economy. Okay, this is where your brands like Pedigree, Drools play. We are around 15 to 20% cheaper than them, just to give you a comparison.
Sir, why the brand name is fixed to Ninja?
Yeah.
For that,
No, I think, see, every brand that you launch undergoes several consumer researches. What consumers, see, every pet parent, I don't know, does anyone have a pet? You have a pet. Everyone wants their pet to be athletic, to be sort of have high levels of energy, to be, guard dog also. So in a way, Ninja resonates a lot with what we are trying to give with a healthy gut, the entire energy levels, the the overall well-being of the pet. And when we did the consumer research, it resonated. So we have scores. You put 4 or 5 brands. Which brand does the consumers resonate the maximum with? So Ninja came out on top, that yes, we want our dog to be like Ninja. We want our dog to be a super dog. That's how it is, all part of a consumer research, and then sort of we went with it.
How about the reach in tier 2 and 3 cities?
This is a very good question. We will reach in all cities. We will initially reach with the top 10 cities, then we'll go deeper also. That's part of the plan. But just to give you a category insight, if I have to talk about Karnataka, your Hublis and Hassans and Udupis of the world are growing much faster than Bangalores of the world. If you understand, the pet category is growing almost 10% faster than in metros right now. Earlier, this was a category which only existed in metros. Only the 6 metros of the country contributed more than 70% of the category. Now, the smaller cities are also growing very fast and catching up. What to feed? How much to feed? There is obesity problem which is very, very high in the country. Most of the dogs in India tend to be obese because they are being overfed. So obesity is a separate problem. So there is an awareness which is required. But a lot of the belief that home cooked food is equally good to a complete and balanced nutrition is something that will take a lot of effort in generating that awareness. Home cooked food is good, but if you have someone who can design it for every day, then it is complete and balanced. One day you give chicken, one day you give egg, that is not sufficient for your dog. They need all the minerals, all the proteins, all the vitamins in the right proportions, which only a scientifically formulated diet can do.
There will be some sort of hair fall, all those will be impacting the allergy if the child is having that allergen, this thing. But having said that, there are ways and means where we can minimize this by, suppose, nutrition play a very strong role in impacting the coat and skin condition. So hair fall, for example. So more the hair fall, more the child will be having access. So that way we simply cannot solve it forever, but through appropriate nutrition, that is how our focus is complete and balanced. We can take care of.
Our focus and the biggest task is around nutrition. If you have to look at the well-being of pet, if I keep the pets and the pet parents in the center, the biggest task is around nutrition, and that is the biggest gap. So we have focused on the biggest aspect first. We will have product portfolio which will be encompassing the pet care and not just pet nutrition at a later stage. But kennels is definitely not part of our plan. Hello, my name is Nitin Jain, Chief Operating Officer for Godrej Petcare. Today we have gathered to launch Godrej Ninja, our dog dry food from the stable of Godrej Petcare, and we are launching it in all southern states today.
Tell us more.
This product is specifically focused on gut health of dogs because that is the biggest pain point as far as pet parents are concerned and the pets are concerned. It is the root cause of all the other issues like skin, hair, and I think our focus on gut health has been very well researched, and the pet parents have told us that this is the problem that they are facing, and we have created a product which specifically addresses this.
What are the ranges starting?
We have started, our first product is Godrej Ninja, which is in the dog dry food, and we have placed it in the mainstream partition of the dog dry food.
So I am Dr. Ashok Patnaik, heading the research and development for the Godrej Petcare Limited. So the product that has been launched today in Karnataka is based on hardcore science to take care of the pain points of the pet parents. And while researching what are the typical issues happens in the case of dogs and cats, gut health associated diseases are come to the fore. That's why we have taken that as a challenge and come up with a product that is going to optimize the gut health and prevent further illness. Basically, the recent focus globally is to use nutrition for the health. So under that concept, we have come with a product with 3 P's, that is formulation having probiotic, prebiotics and polyphenols, which will optimize the gut health and ensure the wellness of the dogs and also leading to healthy and long life of the dogs.